Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a watch which I know is going to divide opinion. Now, to be fair, I recorded a video for this only a couple of days ago, and you know, it was a perfectly okay video, but since having this a little bit longer, I absolutely love this watch. I think it is stunning. Not very often I review hundreds of watches. This I really like. Now, the model, it's a Laco. It's the Speyer model, but this is the Erbstück. Now, the Erbstück is basically, I think it's German for like inherited or passed down. And this watch, they're basically prematurely aged it. You get 3 levels of destruction sort of to this watch. This is the standard level 2. If you go one further, they'll even start picking out bits of volume to give it a real vintage look. But before I start talking about too much about the watch, let me say a massive thank you to First Class Watches of Kenilworth. I've only just started working on them, but I'm amazed simply how much stock they do have. They have over 5,000 watches in stock. They deal with over 113, around about 115 different brands. So if you're interested in purchasing this watch, I'm going to leave a little title page now with contact details for Rowland. Or in the description, I'll leave a link to their website. All I ask is if you do purchase or even inquire about a watch, please mention the channel, as it help us to grow really together. So anyway, let's talk more about this. Sizes. It is a 39mm watch, but it does look a lot bigger because it is all dial. By only 12.5mm thick, lug to lug is 48mm, and the strap size, I should say, is 18mm. It really works on this watch. Just think about it. The dial itself, now there's no getting past this. Look at it. It looks beaten up. I think it looks so cool because, you know, the one beauty of this is when you buy a new watch, irrespective of price or whatever, you treat it like jewellery, because that's what it is. Let's face it, it is jewellery. You treat it like that, which means you're terrified about knocking it, putting the slightest scratch on it, or even breathing on it if you're a Rolex owner. You know, it's kind of these things. You really try and keep it as pristine as possible. But that's gone with this. This is back to basics. This is when a tool watch was a tool and it wasn't a piece of jewellery. So you're not worried about knocking this or scratching it because it's been done already before, or already for you. It looks like it's an 80-year-old watch been dug up out of the ground. I love the effect they get on this. I just think it looks sensational. Dial-wise, now, as you can see, they even prematurely age the dial. Now, you may think there's no loom on this at all, but to be fair, the loom isn't that bad at all, especially on the hands. It still has a pretty decent amount of loom on there. Now, the hands, I should mention, are properly thermal blued. None of this painted on like blue paint you can get, which gives a chemical reaction. This is proper thermal blued. So it is a really nice little levels of detail. The whole design ethos of this watch is from the old Luftwaffe watches. Laco used to be one of the manufacturers who was actually commissioned to make these watches, and this is basically a smaller version of that. The original ones were mammoths. They were 55mm in diameter. They were absolutely huge because obviously pilots needed to be able to read the time at a glance. So this is very much catering for more of today's kind of sizes, being 39mm. When I say, like, I know some people will be put off by 39mm, but honestly on the wrist it looks more like a 42 because it is just completely all dial. Now, this is a Type B style dial. So what's meant by that, you have this inner ring here. For Type A, you wouldn't have that. Laco do cater for that as well. So, yeah, I just love the kind of, it just looks so distressed. But you know for a fact, underneath there, it's all brand new. Everything under the metal is perfectly new. Now, as we go past that, we have this really beautiful sapphire crystal. Now, there is AR coating on this crystal, but it's on the underside. You can, at an extra cost, I should say, have it applied to the top. So, that is, you do have that option if you did desire. Now, the case itself, I love the case. I love how it has the old sort of like military markings, model number on the side there, even on the back. I just think it looks fantastic. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, it looks old and rusty, but it's got that kind of steampunk look to it. This is a watch which would look great with a set of jeans and a t-shirt or a leather jacket. It just looks that kind of really cool watch. Overall, just, yeah, it's just kind of a solid case back, a solid case. They've really done a nice job of kind of, yeah, aging it. And I love the fact that even to get into the movement under here, it looks like it's been worked on so many times over the years. They've done a real nice job of that. The crown itself is a kind of diamond style crown. It isn't a screw down crown, I should say. It is straight to wind and then straight out to hack. So you can see there. Now, actually, under the back of this, you can see all the original kind of writing on there has been aged. It just looks superb. But underneath there is a Sellita SW200. Now, again, they give you options. You can go to a top grade movement if you wish. So they do allow all these things, you know, you can click the option for that. But even this one here, I think it was pulling around about +1, +1.5 on the time grapher, so they've done a really good job. I can only presume they've regulated it, so yeah, really nice job they've done that, no problem. So that, I should point out, the SW200 has got, I think it's a 26 dual movement, 38 hours of power reserve, so spot on, perfect. I've got a lot of people saying to me that 38 hours simply isn't enough. Now, I don't know about you, but yeah, most of the time, as long as it gets through the night, I'm quite happy with that. A lot of other brands do have a much longer power reserve, but you tend to find that the last 10 hours, especially on the ones which have been stretched out, the timekeeping goes all over the place because the power curve it simply isn't there. So anyway, I should also say this has got 50 meters of water resistance to it. Now the strap itself, again, harps back to the old-fashioned pilot watches. And this is superb. A lot of you might be looking at this and thinking simply, what the heck is going on there? But what they used to do, they used to have this style because if ever the buckle was to fail, well, the actual pin here was to fail, it couldn't come off your wrist. It would stay on there. In fact, the old Luftwaffe, they used to have extra long ones. They'd put it around their thigh. So while they're flying, they can actually look down and see it. So anyway, that is, I think this, yeah, also the leather, I should point out on this, is lovely. It almost has like a kind of soft suede, a kind of feel to it. I like the way it has this roller on there. It kind of, yeah, moves through nice and easily. We do have two keepers, but we also have a metal keeper on there, which both of these two, as you can see, are fixed. And I like the way, yeah, riveted and the Laco insignia on there. I just think it looks really cool. Let me put it on my wrist so you got an idea how it looks. A quick wrist check. I'm wearing another German watch today. I'm wearing the Nomos Club Campus, and Bob has the relatively new Seiko 5 GMT. I think that's quite an interesting watch, actually. Now, my wrist size is, what is it, 7¼ inches. So that gives you a good idea how it looks on that. Let me just put this strap here. There you go. And that's it. I think it looks fantastic. I know a lot of you are going to think, no, it looks awful, but oh, I really want this watch. Yeah, this is the kind of watch I would more than happily wear. I think it just looks really, really good. Anyway, let me know in the comments which, you know, if kind of watch you'd buy, or if you think I'm being absolutely mad. Anyway, all the best, and most importantly, stay safe out there. Take care, guys. Bye.